Next, we have Jessica Conan, followed by Lisa Cisneros.
First of all, I would like to say that I am here only because I support and love my child. And kudos to you, Thomas, for coming forward and speaking on behalf of your mother, that at one point, remember, she didn't have your back. She didn't know how to sit here and understand what you were going through. She took out what she neglected on you with my child. So, good evening. My name is Jessica, and I stand here today in front of all of you because I am outraged. Is this really barely coming to light? Are you guys serious? How could you even allow this? How could you even have this meeting to question it? How dare you let these teachers come in and act as if they have nothing wrong? They've done nothing wrong. A mistake? How long of a mistake? How many mistakes are we going to take before my child almost lost her life? They didn't tell me that my child was suicidal. You allowed these teachers to open their classrooms teaching predatory information to a young child, a mindful child that doesn't even know how to comprehend it all. How do you not know what was going on your own campuses? Did you think that no parent would ever come forward? You will not quiet me today. I will stand here today and protect my child along with every other child who has not come forward yet. Do they have psychiatry degrees that I was unaware of? Because I didn't hire them. Okay, I did not hire them to sit there and nitpick my child's brain. You took away my ability to parent my child, even before I had any knowledge. I didn't even get to show support. You asked for support, I didn't get a chance. You planted seeds, Ms. Caldera and Ms. Baraki, Mr. Baraki and you, Ms. Pagarin. Your job was to educate my child in math, science, English, etc. Do your job and let me do mine. They assumed that my child needed your aid and resources. They pushed it in the face. And tonight, I will stick up for her. Ms. Caldera, you're guilty. Ms. Baraki, you're guilty. You changed her personal documentation, her gender, her name, her email. I authorized an AKA added to her attendance because I wanted to be supportive. But guess what? She's allergic to bees. Her medical record says a birth name, and you changed it. Who administers that now? Not everything, not me. You guys did this on your own accountability, and you've gone too far. They downgraded me in front of my child and allowed me to question myself as a mother. You sat there and told me how my child was going to be. And then you wrapped your hands around her while I sat across the table and cried. Because you thought you could be there better than I, and I never got a chance. She was scared to even say anything. Your guys' voice were heard, not hers. If you get my drift, I keep saying you, okay? You. You have caused hardships in my family, division. I don't care. Meet me outside, then meet me outside. I'll finish.
Next. Just want to remind folks, freedom of speech is sacrosanct, no matter what they have to say.
Good evening. My name is Grant. Is this on? My name is Grant Kramers. I'm a father of 3 kids that went through Spreckles Elementary in Buena Vista. I thank you all for your time and attention tonight to this issue. This is not easy to talk about. These were teachers that we knew and supported in the classroom, and their actions have gone too far. They've used predatory tactics to push political activism on our school grounds to our children. How do I know they're predatory? As a volunteer in youth activities, you go through a lot of training. They train us exactly what to look for. You look for people that use their power of position or authority, which teachers in a school environment are in a power of position and authority. They single kids out. They look for kids that don't fit or different or need attention. They did internet searches. They listened to conversations, and they looked for kids that were different. And they exploited them. They give kids extra attention. They gave personal invitations to their club. That was the extra attention they needed. They allowed kids to do things maybe that their parents weren't particularly supportive of. Lastly, they withheld information from parents, and they created a system that didn't allow parents to check in on things. There's a lot of questions to ask. I'll send an email because there's a lot of questions. There's a history here. The board probably needs to be part of the investigation, not overseeing the investigation, but part of it to find out what was been corresponded in the past. Mr. Tarallo has a history here at these campuses. He probably needs to be part of it as well, and Mrs. Spagarin. The real issue is the two teachers, but the whole thing needs to be looked at. Unfortunately, Ms. Caldera and Ms. Brockie showed their inability to control their personal political agendas. This proves that there's no place for either of these two on school campuses. I think the state board needs to determine whether they should be teachers. Lastly, I'm sad to hear that the GS Bay Club has been disbanded or paused, whatever it is. The club wasn't the problem. The kids weren't the problem. It was two selfish adults that chose to further their political agenda by confusing kids and not including parents. I think all children need support. If clubs are the way to provide the support at Buena Vista, then make sure the clubs have the proper oversight, support, transparency, and parent involvement. Thank you.
Berenice Carcano, followed by Cheryl Duffus.
Good evening. I first want to say I can't imagine growing up and being pandered the way children are nowadays. I'm part of the rainbow community, but I do not agree with it all. I don't fit in the box or narrative that you assume me to be. We have kids in high school who can barely read and write. Now at this level, this easy manipulation and propaganda is very disturbing. I'm so thankful that I grew up not being brainwashed and confused. We have kids who can barely think for themselves, and we are now telling them that they can be pansexual or whatever when they haven't even kissed anyone yet, let alone even have sex. Whether it's a boy or girl or the 80+ genders that are being made up nowadays, it's really getting out of hand, and I don't agree with it. All this pushing of the rainbow flag and trans flag and this and that or the other, you know, being proud of who you are should not be framed by teaching our kids to lie. I myself don't have any rainbow flags in my house, no decals, no shirts, nothing. But you will find the American flag in my house. Just my opinion, but I'm very proud to be an American. I already said that. Please bring back God, the Pledge of Allegiance, those things, etc. Again, I'm very thankful that I didn't grow up being easily influenced to think I'm this sexual preference or gender. I do have a same-sex partner, and that's what she is a female, because there's only two genders, a male and a female. And to Sam, I'm sorry what happened to you when you were younger, and I hope we remain friends even after this speech. Again, not all the folks that are queer think this is okay. Yeah, have a GSA club, that's fine, but don't groom children. Don't do that at all. That's not cool. So thank you for listening.